Okay. The first poem I have to read is called Time Bomb. My heart is a time bomb that explodes every hour. The shrapnel is made of flower petals and sonnets to remind you that love exists still. It doesn't go boom. Its sound effects are laughter and tears, the increased pulse rate that came with your first kiss, the heavy breathing of lovemaking, and the echo of the first I love you that was meant with everything the speaker had, whether you heard it or not.
Is that it? I hope that was it.
Yes, that was it.
Oh, all right.
Okay. This is God's funeral. God was my only security blanket until one night the moon set on fire and the stars disappeared, and I realized the solitary, all-loving being I had known must be dead, if he were ever real. Michael had poured arsenic in God's daily shot glass. When he died, he made the stars explode and fried the moon like an ant. But the earth kept turning, and the sun stayed strong, and the moon pulled the ocean towards it to put out the flames. It rained for days afterwards. At his funeral, Lucifer was to give the eulogy, but he couldn't stop crying long enough. Instead, Michael robotically read off the speech. And by the end, there wasn't a dry eye in heaven. All of the clouds started sinking under the extra weight of heavy tears. It was foggy for the next week. When it lifted, all the angels' feathers had fallen out. They wandered around Times Square, trying to find change for the bus to take them home, with signs that said, "Fallen from heaven, Father dead, please help." But the business suits kept moving, and the homeless ran them off. The only ones in the whole city willing to help were their brothers, the pigeons. And one little girl, who walked up to Lucifer, his face scarred with erosion from the path his tears had taken, and handed him her security blanket. He wanted to tell her the news, because she seemed like a good, pious girl. So he asked her what she believed in, and her reply was, love. That's all? No God or devil or heaven or hell? No, just love. What would I need with any of that other stuff? He returned home in charge of it all, blanket donned as a cape, and tried to make the world a more loving place. This is a list of things I will never understand. Falling out of love, breaking promises, holding hands, group bathroom trips, abandoning, washing soda cans, sweet perfume, prophecies of doom, how people can eat spam. But those are things I've done, although I do not understand. And here's the one that worries most and makes me feel a dunce, for I've never been a person who falls in love only once. And my last one is called There Isn't Enough to Say. I have been grabbing fistfuls of honeysuckle and Halloween candy, trying to toss them out and scream, "I love you," loud enough to shake your bones, while juggling flaming knives. Sometimes I feel like a high school principal, because they always know all the workings of all the students who cause problems, but never quite enough about the good, quiet ones. I still stake my life in pinky promises, and breaking one purposely is high treason. Worse than breaking my heart or my wrist, I cannot forgive a broken promise. I do not always stay and fight. Oftentimes I think not only of running, but of blowing up the battleground as I go. If at first you don't succeed, nuke the evidence you ever tried? Yeah. I cannot hurt people I care for without running, or collapsing, convulsing, and crying. I never intended to clip the wings of or cage larks. They never sing while they're captive. I don't know how to explain myself. I tried to explain before how I am. I'm not a paragon of a mistress. I'm not some kind of goddess. I'm just another girl stomping around in big boots with a big mouth and a time bomb in her chest that will take everyone around her down, if not out, in 3, 2, 1.